All right, guys, girls, whenever you're ready.
All right. Hello, my name is Lucas Vaness. This is Abigail, Adam, and Garrett, and our company is Volunteer Me. I have a question for you guys. Have you ever volunteered before? Well, if you have, then you know how difficult the process
You
is.
think we're getting paid for this?
Right now, if you want to volunteer at the high school, this is what you have to do. You have to go online to the Barrington 220 webpage, search through a database of hundreds of different local volunteer opportunities, find what you like, receive information, all just to get a few hours. And our company knows that, and we have a solution. That's why we created Volunteer Me. Volunteer Me is an online website that connects local nonprofits with local volunteers in the Barrington area. This is how our website would look. It would take just 3 easy steps. What you do is you sign up and you create a profile with your first and last name along with your interests and your phone number. From there, you'll come to our main page where you can find current opportunities, browse, or as a nonprofit, recruit volunteers. You can also see where you are and search up current volunteer opportunities near you. Once you find one you like, you can see what cause it supports, when and where it is, and then you choose I want to help. Once you choose that, you will receive a text notification telling you when and where it is, and then you can send a text back confirming that you will be able to make it. As for the nonprofits, it takes 3 easy steps as well. All you do is create a personal profile, add on your organization, begin adding on your opportunities, and you're ready to recruit.
So as me and my group were looking for indirect and direct competitors, we came across 3 major ones. Those being Volunteer Match, Idealist.com, and Points of Light. So Volunteer Match is our biggest competitor yet due to the fact that it does involve a lot of the things that we are going to involve in our website. But it doesn't really guide you through the volunteering applications. I know there's a lot of things that you have to fill out and things like that. We really do want to help our volunteers as opposed to just letting them do it on their own. Idealist.com is our indirect because not only does it target local volunteers, but it also targets people looking for a job. So they do have a different target market than we do. And then Points of Light, you can choose your issue, your area. But with that one, you can't really create a profile, so it's kind of just a one-time thing as opposed to it encouraging you to volunteer. And the way we are going to differ from our competitors is through our notifications. So we are going to be sending text notifications that let you know when local volunteer opportunities are available that suit your interests, and it tells you when they are, and then you just reply yes if you can go, cancel if you can't make it, and stop if you no longer want to volunteer with us. The reason we did text notifications is because teens are spending nearly 1/3 of their day, which is nearly 9 hours a day on their cell phone, which is pretty crazy, but I mean, that's what we've come to. And then we are sticking local to the Barrington area because we notice most of our competitors are very broad and we do want to keep it local to our Barrington community. And then our demographics, we are targeting teens ages 15 to 18 who are interested in, who are involved in clubs, sports, extracurricular activities, anything that has to do with that. Specifically NHS students and students enrolled in the Harper College Promise program. And we are also going to be targeting our non-profit organizations who are looking to fill in those volunteer opportunities. And then our geographics are just the Barrington community in general, as well as Barrington High School, and we do hope to expand that as we move on. And then as far as our marketing tactics, we have been doing social media due to the fact that it is a free and easy way for us to connect our local volunteers with our local nonprofits. And we have also been posting around posters around the school in spots where they'll be available to them, and it says our information and our email so they can contact us whenever they are looking to volunteer. And we have also been setting up booths to further let our volunteers know what we do, as well as our local nonprofits. And then the way that our customers are going to be paying for our service is directly through our website. We did this because it's a quick and easy way for them to immediately get our service as opposed to it being a long and difficult process.
So for our markets, for our total market, we're going to be using Illinois, and that's $26 million. And then for our serviceable market, we're going to be using the Barrington area, which is a little bit under $200,000.
And for our MVP, we chose to do a concierge. And what we did was we got 73 students' contact information. This includes their phone number, their email, and what year they're from, as well as we contacted 5 volunteer opportunities to kind of join us on our service. And so we took the information, the contact information from the students, and we sent them a Google form just asking, hey, when are you open? What are you interested in? Nature, helping the elderly, children, animals, and so on and so forth. And we took that information and we directed them to the volunteer opportunities. And the key metrics we were testing for our BMC was the number of volunteers. That's the number of Barrington High School students or students who want to use our service to find volunteer opportunities. And the number of nonprofits is the number of volunteer opportunities that use our service to get in contact or have a direct channel to students who want to volunteer at the place. And the number of people connected is the number of students who use our service to find volunteer organizations that are also in league with us. And so we knew that we had to target a market that required volunteering or volunteer hours. So we targeted the National Honor Society, which mostly included juniors and seniors. And the problem was, they weren't actually our market because they already knew how to volunteer, and they already volunteered from last year at a certain place that they were going to do that year. And so they already had a schedule in place, and so we had to move on to a different market. But that also required volunteer hours, yeah. And so we went to the Harper College Promise Program, which is mostly made up of sophomores and freshmen. And they were kind of new to the volunteering experience. They didn't really know where to start or where to go. And so they are currently 80% of our customer segment. And we also learned that email versus texting was the way to go. Because at first we didn't require the students giving their phone number, but as we soon learned, we got a response from email at least like 6 days later. From texting, it took a day or two. So we wanted to work fast, and we actually made putting their phone number in a Google form a requirement. And also, we learned that face-to-face interactions was the way to go, because we were able to talk to multiple groups of people at a time and kind of convince them, hey, this will help your college resume, hey, this will help you in the future, and so on. Because the posters that we sent out, we were only getting about 1 or 2 volunteers a month, so it wasn't really working out. And the results of this was we connected 19 students with opportunities, and we were charging our volunteer opportunities $20 per month, which is a subscription fee. 3 out of the 5 volunteer opportunities actually agreed to this, and 2 of them did not. We haven't started charging them yet, but we just asked them if you would like this, and they said they're okay with that price.
So as for our price per unit, it costs $20 a month. And we came to this based on the information that Adam has collected during the MVP, and also from looking at our competitors' prices as well, because this is in the ballpark of their prices, based on the values that our product brings to the table versus theirs. And the cost associated with our product is a credit card fee, if they use the credit card, because the companies charge money whenever a fee is transferred, and that's going to be 27 cents. So as for our projections, the first year we're going to sell 550 units. That's the 550 months of subscriptions, and then that would result in $11,000 in income. And as for our 5th year, we would sell over 37,000 units with an income of $750,000. So we're asking for $17,500 in order to get the company rolling. And what we're going to use with this money is we're going to develop a website, and we're also going to hire a salesperson to help acquire these businesses to reach those numbers. And we will also be renting an office space for the person to work out of. And our exit strategy is to sell in year 5 to a strategic buyer, such as Volunteer Match, because they would value the customers we've attained, and they would try and get them to their company, and it would be a very good buy for them. And so the return of investment would be $546,000 with an initial rate of return of 107% and a money multiple of 31.
Grand Slam.
So as you can see, everyone here can be a volunteer. So choose us, volunteer me, to simplify your volunteering process.
Thank you.
What are your target, your total addressable market numbers?
From the Illinois Tax Services,
So that would be,
not just nonprofits.
not for profit.
Yeah.
And you calculated that they
Yeah.
spend $20 million on,
There's 100,000 nonprofits in Illinois, and so we took our price of $20 and then we multiplied that to get that number.
Can you break down the 17,000 for me? Because there seemed like there were a lot of categories missing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and what you're spending on, and hiring people, go through more of that. That
Okay.
was,
So we would spend $5,000 on the website development, and then the person will be working a business week of 4 hours a day, and they will earn $10 an hour. And the office space is around 200 square feet, and I think it's around $100 a month to rent.
we'll give you free office space
Yeah.
if you want.
It was around the city here in Barrington.
James Street.
The question I have is what are you guys going to be doing? Then if you're hiring somebody at $10 an hour, because you're not going to get a really high-powered salesperson
Yeah.
for $10 an hour, no offense to anybody, but why can't you guys do that?
Well, we're also going to be doing it, yeah.
But why do you need to justify staff? Because you're going to be paying payroll taxes, you're going to be paying
Well, we have
other
like,
expenses.
we have extremely, I'd say they're high numbers to, we're reaching for, and I think if we're gonna get those numbers, we need to have somebody on this full time.
Can I back?
But what's the marketing? All right, so out of there, so you've got 5,000 for the website, a little bit for the staff. What about then the marketing? I mean, because marketing will drive numbers too. You don't need everything being direct sales.
I think we had around like $3,000 going towards marketing because we have like multiple, we want to have, it needs more money to pay for booths. And then we were talking to people, we could design better posters. It would cost upwards of $100 for around, like, I would say like 15 to 25 posters. So we plan on getting more of those. And then there's like other fees like for like boosts on like Facebook and other social media.
Do you guys, have you got a marketing plan done or a marketing approach? I didn't really see too much of that.
Yeah, because when we first started out, we were starting with just the posters from the school, but we found that like kids will read them, but they don't really like take their time to like text us or like if they're really in need. So we decided to more like go around during our lunch period and asking volunteers whether or not they like needed hours and stuff, and that's how we got most of our volunteers in the beginning.
Can I back this up? It sounds like with this business concept, you've got two customer bases. You need your high school students or anybody, anyone to raise their hand to volunteer. And then you need the not-for-profits who need volunteer. Just give us an example or persona, as Cara had in her marketing lesson taught. What is your ideal volunteer customer?
So our ideal customer would probably be,
Who did you conduct an interview with that you could share what you learned?
many freshmen were,
Okay, I get the kids, let's go the other way.
okay.
Businesses?
Oh, businesses.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
So we contacted businesses and we kind of just gave them each a number. And also the problem was like, we need more volunteers to like, expand the businesses' customer segments. Because if we have too many businesses and not enough volunteers, it's kind of hard to like just send them all out.
So what did, share with us what you learned from just one of those not-for-profits. This is about volunteers, not-for-profits. Share with us what they want from a service like this.
They just want like a process that's quick and efficient because you're targeting mostly smaller like volunteer opportunities that weren't like accumulating enough like volunteers for like a certain opportunity. So they'd be like, oh, like because the volunteering opportunities were telling us they always need more people, like they're never short of people.
Okay,
So like,
give me an example.
so like Walk On was an organization we're working on.
Okay.
And for one of their like opportunities, they did not have they were like for one of the opportunities specifically, like around like a month ago, they didn't have enough volunteers, and when we emailed them, we told them that we could accumulate volunteers in the high school and send them to them. They said like they value that, that's why we got like our price point from.
And also I asked them like what's the average of volunteers that you get? And they were like telling us from multiple businesses 2 to 3 per month. And I was like, okay, well I can give you 5 right now. And they were like pretty much okay with that.
Yeah, well, you placed 19 of them, so that's awesome.
And
You have 19 people.
it
you
is
placed.
actually just a hard, like, long process because the timings and what people like, they have to fit with the schedule and the certain business. It's kind of like hard sometimes.
Yeah, that is a thing that we definitely learned during the process, because some of the dates, like we would want to like fill them out right away with the volunteer opportunity, but they have certain dates, and sometimes they require like you sitting in a classroom and learning about it, and like being able to fit the requirements to actually do the volunteering. So that is something that we learned. As well with Walk-On, I did speak on the phone with, I forgot her name.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and we spoke on the phone, and she said that she really appreciated the process, well, the idea of the process, due to the fact that people don't really have the time to either send out the information of what to fill out or when the dates are, because the students do have to look for that all on their own, and she says that this does really push them to kind of encourage them to, oh, I mean, you have it there, why not? So that is definitely something we learned.
So you had 73 volunteers sign up, potentially. You placed 19 of them, right? 19 different people, or did some people volunteer twice?
Different people.
19 different people. Do you know what percent of those 19 showed? Did all of them show? Or did,
So it's actually not us. It's not up to us to like to know. Like we tell the volunteer opportunities like, hey, we're sending these people, and you could just say if
Okay.
any of them.
so you don't know if they showed or not? Did you?
Yeah.
How many different organizations did you place those 19 people at?
So out of the 5, 3 of them were okay with the price, which was the animal shelter, Barrington Area Conservation Trust exited, Hot Meal, and Walk-On.
So Walk-On. So those 3
Those 3.
took all 19. Some,
I had to split them up.
yeah,
because
not all
it's
19
gonna be-
yet, but.
With interests too.
Okay, so 3, and how many total organizations did you have at the beginning? 5?
5.
So 2 fell out, and you placed 19 people at 3 different organizations in your MVP.
Yeah, one was because of price, but the other one, they never
Got back to
communicated
us.
with us. So
Did you get any feedback from the 3 around, this was great, I'll do it again?
Yeah. We communicated with them after, sent emails out, and they said it was like a process like they like to use, and as for myself, like I signed up and like our closest competitors, and like I went through it myself, and I try to like sign up as a business too, but it's kind of difficult because you actually like fill out a lot of like applications and papers and stuff. But just for myself, it was a really easy process, and like from the feedback we got from them, they said it was something that they would like use in the future. It was a process that they thought was really simplified.
Okay. And of your 19 students that you placed, did you get any feedback from that group?
Well, they said that it was definitely easier because the survey literally took a minute, and that's it. That's all we have to do.
Yeah.
Instead of just searching for places and then finding out. Oh,
And those 3 people, the 3 organizations, did they pay you?
no, we
We did
just
not
asked them if they were okay with the
Yeah, we
price.
didn't-
You just asked them, hey, by the way, it's free now, but would you pay us in the
For the
future?
purpose of the MVP, so
Yeah,
that's fine.
And would they pay you, did you ask when they pay you $20 a month every single month, or only $20 a month when they need volunteers? They turn you on and off.
Well, I told them per month, and they said yes.
Okay.
So,
So when you go out to launches, don't let people get away with paying a month at a time. This is a minimum of 12 months.
Okay.
Okay, don't, otherwise you just.
We need to hire collectors.
Yeah.
and also, in the future, we want to like maybe like set
1
up
minute.
contracts so they have to pay.
Yeah, here it is. It's a simple contract. You agree to 12 months and, use as much as you want.
Yeah.
We understand some months you need anybody, but that'll subsidize the months that you do.
We could even encourage them to, purchase a full year, and, if you purchase the full year, you get this discount rate. And that's
And then-
something we go to.
And then you'll think about texting people to do confirmations to the volunteers, reminders, and there's a bunch of different ways you can
I'd also suggest a calendar element of it, because as you pointed out in your discussion, some people have certain events that might drive a need for more volunteers. And when you think about a team, they might also want to just look and say, it looks like I know the next couple of Saturdays I could do something. You might think about embedding some of your business, the nonprofits in there. Someone can click and see on Saturday, there's 3 different opportunities of varying time commitments. That might be something.
We do send that with our notification.
Okay.
That one was just like the extra part of it. If you can go, cancel if
Okay.
you can't, or just stop. That's the immediate response,
Okay.
like when you're gonna volunteer. And then our other ones that we have been sending out, they have the dates and they have different ones with the
Excellent.
entrance that you've selected.
That's terrific.
So you can have that extra amount of time to fill out all of the information. and
Okay.
things like that.
That's
So where are you guys as a team? Are you interested in pursuing this and working on it next year and receiving funding? And Are you-
As for myself, I'm extremely busy, so I don't think I'd be able to do it.
That's probably the safest with you. It was a great year, but I don't know if I'll do it next year.
I'm doing it.
I would personally.
Yeah.
All right.
Love it.
Good, all right.
All right, great job. Yeah.